So in a video I posted earlier this week, I talked about the 5 deodorants that I have tried that work. So the 5 natural deodorants that work. Like I said in that video, I have tried a lot of natural deodorants. I think from what I've noticed and sort of experienced, at least on one end of it, deodorants and mascaras are probably like the 2 green beauty items that people have like the most trouble switching over and sort of finding the most effective replacements for. I never had that issue with mascara because I honestly did not wear mascara ever in my life until I was like 26 years old and I had joined the green beauty world. I didn't know a thing about mascara. I mean, it took me some time to find formulas that work for me, and I'm still, you know, testing new ones out and whatever, but this isn't a video about mascara, this is about deodorant. Deodorant is probably the #1 hardest thing for people to switch over when they switch to green natural beauty or cleaner products, because deodorants traditionally are made with like aluminum, and they're like, there's a lot of antiperspirants which block your pores to help you stop sweating, and that's not natural. And I never, like deodorant in general, even in non-green beauty, it sort of is like it's hard to find one that works because everybody's body type is so different. Everybody reacts differently with different ingredients. But green beauty is especially hard. When I switched over, it took me years to find a deodorant that works. And for the longest time, the one that worked the best for me was the Meow Meow Tweet baking soda free deodorant. That worked really well. I've been through so many pots of it. I do actually still have a few pots, but I'm starting to get rid of them and give them to other people to try, because I've actually found the best green deodorant ever. I have tried countless numbers of deodorant. It's probably like in the 25 to 30 range. I've tried so many have been fails. I just smelled awful. A couple, you know, the ones that I talked about in my previous video, they do work. They all work. Some better than others, some for longer than others, but in general, all of those ones that I talked about work and are really good options. The only caveat, I guess, with that is the formula that works best for me may not work for everybody. But in my opinion, as being somebody who has tested lots of different deodorants, talked about lots of different deodorants, used lots of different deodorants, this one is the best formula that I've ever come across. It isn't an antiperspirant because no green beauty deodorant is going to be one, but I feel like if you have the right mix of ingredients, the right deodorant can almost work as an antiperspirant. Like, it's never going to stop you from sweating completely, but it will help you not feel like as wet. So that kind of thing. So while this isn't an antiperspirant, it does work extremely well as one. It obviously doesn't stop me from sweating, but I find that I'm not as like wet and sweaty when I would be otherwise, or with a different kind of formula. So the kind of formulas that work the best for me, I talked about in the video I did previously, are coconut oil based and either have 0 baking soda or a very minimal amount of baking soda. That is just what works for me. Too much baking soda gives me really weird like underarm lumps, and it's kind of uncomfortable and makes me think I'm like, I've got cancer because I have like lumps under there. But not using them for a few days, it goes away. But yeah, coconut oil is, I've tried so many different formulas without coconut oil and it just does not work. So the deodorant that I'm talking about today, I did talk about in that video I posted earlier this week, but they have rebranded. So I wanted to do an entire video dedicated just to that deodorant, so that anybody who's looking for a deodorant can give this one a try, and hopefully it works for you as well as it works for me. So the deodorant that I'm talking about is Hola deodorant, formerly Fable Naturals. So Fable Naturals closed as a brand earlier this year, and they rebranded and came out with only one product. They were a skin and body care company before that, but now they are strictly deodorant. They have 3 scents. They did have 2 scents before. They had the lemon eucalyptus and they also had the tea tree cedar, but they have also added the lavender lime, which I partly want to take credit for because I had some conversations with the owner before she relaunched, and she said, she had asked me something about like what my favorite deodorants were, and I'd said you know, I'm really partial to like lavender deodorants, and she said she'd play around with it. So I want to take credit for the lavender one, but I can't necessarily say that. She may have been working on that before, who knows. But yes, these are my absolute favorite deodorants. They work so amazingly well. The ingredients are so clean and amazing. They are arrowroot and coconut oil based as their main ingredients. They also have manganese hydroxide, olive oil, kaolin, cocoa seed butter, sodium bicarbonate, so there is a minimal amount of baking soda in here, but it doesn't give me any irritation. I've been through almost an entire jar. I think in the video I posted I was about halfway through that jar, but I have now used up almost an entire jar of the lemon eucalyptus. Zero irritation at all. And then there's candelia wax, and then the essential oils that scent each one. So eucalyptus and citrus oil, and then there's tea tree and cedar, and then there's lavender and the lime oils. So these are my absolute favorite. I do have 2 other jars of the still old Fable Naturals branding of the lemon eucalyptus, but this is absolutely just like a fabulous deodorant. It's a cream based in a pot. They don't have any stick versions, but I don't have a problem with pot versions. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I need a stick and I don't like the pot versions, but honestly, I don't have a problem with these. I prefer the pot really to any of the sticks that I've tried. I just feel like they work better. I feel like there's so much more work that goes into like creating a stick formula and like getting the waxes right that it like sort of takes away from the actual like effectiveness of the deodorant. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but I really prefer these pot formulas. I feel like they work amazingly well. Rubbing a little bit of deodorant underneath my arms with my fingers really doesn't bother me. Just wash your hands afterwards. It's not a big deal, but it is sort of like a cream to almost like powdery finish. And you really need only like the littlest amount, like a pea size will do you, maybe a little bit larger than a pea size, but if you use too much, then it sort of like bunches up, and it's you know when it's too much because it'll start to like bunch up and it'll have like little white flakes everywhere. But if you use like just the right amount, it like melts beautifully into your skin. You have zero, like there's no whiteness, there's no like bunching, there's none of that. So I absolutely love this deodorant. I'm really excited to give the lavender lime a try. I haven't yet because I'm still working my way through one of the other pots. And I did get the tea tree cedar for my husband, who has started to dig into it, and he actually really likes it as well. He's always really skeptical about deodorants. He has his favorites, but I think I may have converted him with this. The only comment he did give me is he wishes it was a stick, because he's one of those stick people. So I don't know, maybe we'll see a tea tree cedar stick version at some point from Hola deodorant, but until then, I totally love the pots. I don't have any issue using the pots. They are a Canadian-based brand, so getting them in the US, there is a pretty... shipping is a factor, but honestly, I usually hate paying shipping, but honestly, I found the deodorant that works the best for me, and probably my husband. I'm hoping I can get him on board for it, like for a lifetime. So shipping is like not a big thing for me in this case, because I will gladly pay the shipping on these to have this deodorant, because deodorant is one of those things, like you find what works, and you don't want to stray outside of that. And I will never do that again. I made that mistake after finding the Meow Meow Tweet deodorant, but actually if I hadn't stopped testing deodorants, I would never have found this deodorant. So I am glad that I kept going, but in this case, I'm totally done testing new deodorants. I'm not going to accept any more for review. I'm not going to try anymore or buy anymore. I'm going to use up the ones that I've got, and then this is my deodorant for life. So Hola deodorant is where it's at. They do have a sample pack where you can buy all 3 scents in a sample pack on their website. I'm sure shipping would probably be pretty negligible in that case. I didn't test it out to see like what the shipping cost would be in that case. But it's got to be pretty low because it's, you know, 3 tiny little like sort of clamshell things. In terms of effectiveness, this does last me all day long. I don't need to reapply. I don't find that at the end of the day I smell it all. I did have that trouble with the Meow Meow Tweet. I would find that towards the end of the day, like the last few hours I was awake, I would start to smell myself. I have not had that issue with this deodorant at all. I was even like moving furniture around. I was like cleaning a couple of days, and like I was doing strenuous things where I was like sweating. I went out for a walk, like things where I would make myself sweat to really test it. And even on days when I sweat and I was like doing active things, I still did not have to reapply. I still did not smell myself at the end of the day. I do find that the scent actually lingers quite a bit, which probably helps with the effectiveness of it, because you don't smell yourself, you smell the scent. So I'm totally fine with the scent lingering if it lasts as long as it does, and it does. So that's really all that I've got for this video. I don't have anything else to share with you other than this is my favorite deodorant, and I wanted to make just a single video dedicated to this deodorant and how much I love it. So I hope that you guys check it out. If you have not found a deodorant yet that works for you 100% of the time, I would say definitely give this one a shot if you know that coconut oil based formulas work for you. And even if you haven't found a formula that works for you, definitely give a coconut oil based formula a try, because you'd be surprised how effective they are. And I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in my next video.